Hey everyone, I wanted to make this video about the 1911 I recently received from the CMP. I received it last week. Today's April 1st, 2025. So as everyone knows, they come in a cardboard box, of course, a shipping box. And when you open that box, you get a really cool pelican looking CMP case made in the USA. These boxes, or these cases are pretty cool. You also get a packet with documentation. First, you get your certificate of authenticity for the pistol itself. I did run the serial number, and this pistol has some pretty interesting history, which I'll talk about in a minute. You get the checklist of what all should have arrived. You get a receipt, of course, which I chose range grade, and then you also get some time on the range if you're ever in that area. So, opening up the box that holds the pistol, like I said, I chose range grade. Feel very fortunate that I was able to get a range grade. Honestly, was expecting, a pistol with some modifications that, maybe had, been in a National Guard unit or something like that. But, I thought maybe a national match pistol would be cool. But I'm really glad with what I received. This is an awesome pistol. It's got some pretty amazing history. There is probable reason to believe that this pistol was used in Iraq. Actually, well, we know it was used in Iraq. There's probable cause to believe that this pistol was actually in the 2003 invasion of Iraq. And I've pulled up the FOIA so y'all can see why I believe that. So this fob in Romania was basically the staging base for the 10th Special Forces before they went out in the invasion of Iraq in 2003, which is pretty cool. It's in really nice condition. I found out that the frame is from 1945 Remington Rand, and the slide is a 1945 Remington Rand. It's got some interesting sights on it, which is pretty typical for these range grades. It's got the Hogue grips, which I found that these were pretty standard issue for the Special Forces during that time. Of course, the guys could switch those out if they wanted to. One interesting thing I found out about these pistols, this is likely not the configuration that it would have been in overseas in Iraq. Oftentimes the guys at the end of their time overseas would take off the parts such as the trigger and other small parts at the end of their time, and they might put on these World War II parts. I think this trigger is like a 1942 trigger. I think that's 1945. Anyway, they would take off those parts, put them back on, put the World War II parts back on, and keep the parts for themselves after their deployment. At least that's what I was told. I don't know how true that is. There's a barcode and a sticker that is further evidence of it being a Special Forces pistol, rack number. It's another sign. Another sign would be right here. You can see there's a dimple. That is evidence that there was a flashlight attached to the pistol. So really interesting, and it's a tight pistol. Locks up really nice. I'm very happy to be able to own this pistol. Like I said, I feel very fortunate. I think I got extremely lucky. But I think from what I understand, there's been a few dozen of these Special Forces pistols coming out of the CMP. I don't know if they are currently on a crate that they're digging through that just happen to have a good bit of 10th and 5th Special Forces pistols in there, but to have something, to hold something that was used in Iraq during the initial invasion in 2003 just gives me cold chills to know that this pistol was used by, you know, one of the best soldiers that we have serving in our military. So it did come with a magazine. Don't think it's original to Overseas at all. It's got that, it's just a typical one. From what I understand, they used Wilson and Chip McCormick in Iraq. Yeah, just wanted to share what I knew about this pistol. I know very little, honestly, but from what I do know, it's a pretty cool one with some amazing history. And appreciate y'all watching.